Now, in Lakota teachings, there are teachings that prove this as well. And so the Mitakuye Oyasin is like basically them saying all is interconnected. In the laws of the universe, we would say like this is the law of one, right? So Earth's ley lines actually mirror the fascia, the energy rivers within our body. This is like so dope, right? To know this. Like we are not mere humans being. We're so much more than that. Now, the Memphis Stargate activation that's occurring, just remember, I keep saying the word mirror because we're becoming mirrors to indigenous ancestral intelligence. Okay? So in 1991, which is a mirror number, and we're in a year 9 in Chinese astrology. This is significant and it correlates with the 9 months in which a woman weaves a human being inside of her womb space. Okay? This happened to be the same year the crystal skull was found in the capstone of the pyramid sitting on the Mississippi River, which is the Nile of the West. And these crystal skulls, they've been found in specific locations across the world, and even the History Channel still has not been able to explain this. They can't even explain how they were made, right? And so this is significant because these skulls are vibrating and emanating and broadcasting all around the world, kind of like towers, except it's not hurting us, it's helping us. And because the Schumann resonance of Mama Earth been off the charts recently, that surge is amplifying this light body activation, this change, this transmutation that's happening within us, this metamorphosis that we're going through. So if you've been feeling a little crazy lately, it ain't because you're crazy. It's because you're being realigned. Okay? And for the people who aren't feeling any of this, they're still in the false womb space. You remember Matrix, how they were laying in the false womb and they were just being fed whatever those entities desired to feed them, and that's they just laid there and slept. So we may see people walking around with us, but if you're not going through an awakening or an ascension, then they are disconnected from their body. So a lot of people are in pain and don't even know they're in pain. A lot of people are in pain and they have the willpower to just push through and go to work and do it anyway. And society frowns on people who take breaks. Society frowns on people who take days off. Society frowns on people who, tell their boss, like, look, I can't lift that here at work anymore. Like, can you move me to a different department? Like, all these conversations, this is becoming a theme, okay? And they try to shame us for what our physical body can't do. But we're shifting from that very Capricornian, work hard until you unalive yourself energy to no, rest, take care of yourself, self-love, self-care. And so me entering into my soft life era was initiated by physical illness, right? So that leads me to the ascension symptoms. I'm going to go over this, and I know this is quick, but this replay is going to be on my Substack, okay? So nature versus nurture, which has been this whole conversation, which is the most powerful? And a lot of the studies that have been coming out show that people between the ages of 14 to 25 have a 40% increase in connective tissue disorder, like Ehlers-Danlos, hypermobility, and it's linked to epigenetic trauma release. This correlates to the indigo crystal seed beings. This is an influx of this soul energy inhabiting our physical body, and it is literally breaking the body down, releasing things. And so there are certain things that we didn't used to do that we are being required to do to experience well-being, to have better mental health. Now, this happened to me. What happened for me, and it's happening for my daughter as well. She was complaining about pain. She can't be physically active as long as I used to when I was a kid, even with having sickle cell anemia. She's having to be more gentle with herself. I'm having to teach her how to be gentle. At first, it seemed like something that was backwards. I'm like, I'm doing all this work to heal. Her physical body ought to be like a Marvel hero. And it was like, no, you have been miscommunicated, and so you're gonna have to decolonize your mind around this. She's not gonna grow up in survival mode. You're teaching her how to be soft, how to be gentle, how to take care of herself. to respect her limitations, right? What's happening. And I'm aware of the reasons that we're having some of the issues that we're having. Emotional regulation issues, the fluoride in the water, the lead, the old pipes. The list goes on and on. Environmental, right? So this is the nature versus nurture again. And so epigenetics is like the emotional trauma that's programmed within your DNA. And this is why I've recommended people get a human design reading with me so I can go over your genetic trauma that passed down to you. But as that is happening, if you're eating low frequency food, you're almost signaling to the universe, I'm not ready to go through this ascension. And it creates dissonance in your mind. And so you're not going to have peace. And you're not going to be emotionally regulated. You're going to be easily triggered, and this destroys your organs. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to move on. I think I got probably 20 more minutes, but in 2017, anatomy books started to have Mandela effects happen to them. And in the anatomy book, one of the changes that I saw, number one, was the lymphatic system in the head, which even people that were neurosurgeons did not know about, and they've done brain surgery on people. It just suddenly appeared like it was always there. There's still very little understanding about the lymphatic system within the head. This is important because the lymphatic system is a sewage system of emotional trauma. Not just environmental toxins, but emotional toxins. The liver got bigger. My anatomy books from nursing school, they had even changed. I was like, this is, because I thought the Mandela effect was like just something happening with new stuff being printed and they were changing it. No, the body was changing. And I started mapping these changes. That's when I started getting in trouble on YouTube, when I started releasing this information. But the reason the liver got bigger was because so many of us have anger that's been repressed down in us. And when you are a woman, rage takes on a form and it attracts illness, it attracts struggle, it attracts scarcity, and it attracts partners who are not going to be really supportive of your heart, right? So this is you can't separate this from the type of romantic relationships that we exist in. Now, light sensitivity is another thing. I cannot tolerate blue light. I have my devices on the night mode at all times. I turn the blue light off and cut the yellow light on. I can't take it. It gives me a headache. It makes me feel uneasy and it makes me feel anxious. If this is new to you, go and find out how to put that on your devices. Start doing things to protect yourself. Your physical body is the third temple, and it's important, and you need to take care of it, right? So when LED became a thing, I was like, I didn't see nothing wrong with the old light bulbs. Well, it's by design, right? So the retinal cells contain cryptochromes, right? And so think about the eyes. The eyes are really, really spiritual because they're the windows of our soul. And so these are light sensing proteins, and they get disrupted by EMFs, especially low EMFs, right? And so in ancient Cherokee traditions or traditional Chinese medicine traditionals, this would be looked at as unbalanced fire within the body. Anything that distorts light or electricity within the body would be like unbalanced fire within the body. So this is very elemental as well.